Hi everyone, my name is Neil, and I'll be talking to you about delivery for different situations. So, not all speaking situations happen in the classroom if you're a student, for example. For me, I ran for student council, and they told me that I had to make a speech, like somewhere about 2 to 3 days ago, and when I delivered my speech, let me tell you, I was not prepared at all. So I'm gonna give you some descriptions on the different deliveries, different speaking situations, their advantages, their disadvantages, and a few tips to overcome those disadvantages. So let's move on. Speaking in a specific number of audiences. So let's say, for example, you're given a topic to talk about, and your venue will be an auditorium of about this size. And for comparison, this is you. Yeah, that's you. You're about to enter the building. Would you say that this venue is big or small? For me, it's rather a medium size. So how we do this is that speaking situations for a specific audiences equals audience equals venue. So the bigger the venue, the more audience you will have. So since this is a medium-sized one, you'll have medium-sized audiences. So an advantage for that is that you can determine the kind of approach of your speech will go. So if you have a small audience of about 10 people, your approach will be more intimate and more personal because you can relate with them and you can have eye contact with everyone. In case of a bigger venue, you'd have to be more formal because everyone would have to listen to you and you can't just go to one person. But in the case of this example, your speech would have to be a bit of both, so it's kind of intimate and personal, and at the same time formal. And a little disadvantage of this is that it can be both challenging and intimidating, seeing is that you do not know your audience size, maybe just your venue size, but you'd have to guess around how many people you'd be talking to. A little tip for that though is that you can ask the coordinator or whoever asked you to make a speech for the approximate audience size for anywhere you'd be talking. And of course, this may be cliche, but practice, practice, practice makes perfect. Speaking in different venues. So I think you'd guess from this that if you have venue number 1, it would be different when you're speaking from venue number 2. So let's say, for example, venue number 1 is a soccer field and venue number 2 is an auditorium. Of course, you'd have to adjust your speech to the way it goes. And that's basically a short description on speaking in different venues. Moving on to advantages is that you will be exposed to different venues, which will add to your public speaking experience, and more speeches equals greater experience, of course, greater speech later on. A disadvantage of this is that you will have to make big adjustments in terms of your nonverbal cues. For example, this is a nonverbal cue. I'm having gestures right now. This is a nonverbal cue. And if you're speaking in different venues, you would have to change this quite a lot, and the volume of your voice, because if you speak in a soccer field, you'd have to use much bigger voice or much bigger tone of voice than you would in an auditorium. And then your body language, this, and also your facial expression. If, for example, I don't make stupid facial expressions. I'm just kidding. Okay, so tips to overcome those little disadvantages that I gave you is that check the venue days before you scheduled and arrive hours later so you can practice, of course. And also, for a large venue, speak more slowly so people understand you easily. So, because your voice has to travel and people have to understand what you're saying. And in a small venue, your audience will see you up close. Therefore, manage your notes well when you use them and adjust your nonverbal cues as necessary. So you have to be proper. And again, practice, practice, practice. Here we have speaking with a microphone. Just hold it over here. Yeah? Okay. So, description on speaking with a microphone. Its main function is to increase your volume of voice so people will hear you more, and to clarify the pronunciation of whatever you say and enunciation of words. So you guys all know what a microphone is, right? It's this little thing I don't know if you can see it, but it's most of the times black. So yeah, let me pretend that this is a microphone. So I'd be talking to a microphone like this, up to my mouth here. And so the disadvantages of this would be, with a microphone, you can easily catch the attention of your audience, seeing as that your voice will be kind of really loud and no one will be able to ignore you. And then a little disadvantage of this is that using a microphone can be challenging because there is a tendency to underuse or overuse it. So an example of underuse would be if you put it too far away and then you rely on your voice, it would be useless because no one would hear you. And also if you put it too close and you're talking too loud, no one would want to listen to you and they just go out. So tips to overcome those disadvantages is that check the microphone if it's functioning well. When you arrive early, perform a little mic check, 1, 2, 3. That's always a given. And also check your voice in the microphone to see whether you are audible enough. Maybe you can ask your friend to go at the very back of wherever you're speaking or your venue, and you can start talking, and maybe your friend can give a thumbs up or thumbs down to hear you if you cannot be heard. And in a small venue, you might not need a microphone, but you can still use one, or you can manage to use one. Just lower the volume a bit because a microphone is mostly used for large venues. And again, practice, practice, practice.